on the list. Sorry.
In today's movie review, I just want to let you know, because I promised I would let you know when I started doing live stand-up, that I have a show October 19th in Nashville. I'm opening up for my friend Joel Berry, who opened up for me in LA. Super funny guy. You've probably seen him and I do little skits and stuff before.
I'm gonna bring Mabel.
Please don't bring that bird.
She's all ready.
Do not bring that bird.
I will put all the details in the description box if you want to come see us. Woohoo! And now let's get into the video.
I'm Jimmy Fritsch. I need all you dozens of viewers out there, just tell me how you like this, alright? Welcome to the show.
You know, friends, throughout my career of roasting movies, there's been a lot of highs and lows. I've made a lot of you laugh, which I'm very thankful for, but unfortunately I've hurt a lot of your feelings too. Sometimes when I make fun of a movie that somebody likes, it really affects them and they take it personal. I get comments that say things like, "This movie means a lot to me and the only people who hate it are sad, effing losers like yourself. Keep manipulating people. It's all you have." And I never really understood that. I couldn't relate to getting upset about someone else's opinion of a movie until I recently saw another comedian named Shane Gillis roasting one of my most favoriteest movies, and I got a taste of my own medicine.
He's invisible. He only with her like occasionally, so then that means most of the time he's just invisible. Like he was in the attic chilling. He would come down at night to like slap people in the face. It's so funny.
How dare he notice a plot hole that I didn't notice, you know what I mean? So after coming to this realization, I thought if only I could find a movie that we all agreed sucked. A movie that nobody in their right mind could ever love or develop a sentimental attachment to. A movie so bad it gets 100% terrible reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. A movie so heinous and sloppily thrown together that none of the actors in it are even willing to acknowledge its existence or give any interviews about it. If only I could find the worst movie ever made and nobody's feelings would be hurt if I made fun of it because it was so universally agreed upon to be terrible. And then I found it, and it's on Amazon Prime. And it's called War of the Worlds. Damn. Not to be confused with Battle of the Bulge. Why am I obsessed with Battle of the Bulge? All right, friends. War of the Worlds is a remake of a remake of a remake of a novel. Chances are you've heard of it. But the kicker to the version that we're talking about today is that this one was filmed during the pandemic. So it's unique in that the whole movie is basically a bunch of Zoom calls edited together like a YouTube video, and all of the actors had to film their parts separately in order to practice social distancing. Why did it release on Amazon Prime 5 years after it was shot? I don't really know. And I've worked so hard on this review that I have no energy left to research it. But it's weird, right? It feels weird now to see like a clearly COVID shot movie in 2025 when they don't make COVID no more. But that's not the only reason it's strange. It's really bad. It's the worst movie of 2025 so far, and quite possibly the worst movie of all time. It's got everything we love about bad movies, but also so much more. New bad things that I didn't even know I could love about bad movies, such as these strange YouTube-style jump cuts in the middle of a single shot, weirdly unprofessional news headlines, FaceTime calls in the middle of terrorist takedowns and alien attacks. But perhaps most strangely, endless mentions of Amazon while also claiming to not be sponsored by Amazon. Like, remember the Tasty Cake movie where Tasty Cake was mentioned every 17 seconds? This is like that with Amazon, but worse. And they are saying that Amazon had nothing to do with them putting Amazon in this movie. Did you get what I'm saying?
Amazon.
So, buckle up, dude. It's gonna be a long one. Lot of information. Grab an energy drink. Try not to fall asleep when I talk about this. But if you do need to take a little nap, just make sure you do it with today's sponsor.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hey kids. So as some of you may know, I recently moved into a new house. I moved states actually from St. Louis, Missouri to Nashville, Tennessee. And shortly, like a week after we moved in, my sister and both of Nick's sisters wanted to come stay with us. Nick's sisters both had their boyfriends with them. And after one night of staying at my house, I woke up the next morning to my sister's boyfriend having this to say.
I didn't wake up with shoulder pain this morning, or neck pain, or back pain, or anything like that.
Every bed.
To say.
I didn't wake up with shoulder pain this morning, or neck pain, or back pain, or anything like that.
Every bed, our $7,000 freaking other bed, we laid in it and we rolled in the middle. That bed last night was perfect.
Hell yeah, dude. And I'll give you one guess as to what mattress he was referring to. Yeah, you. Person crossing the street and hear their phone conversation.
My battery's dying. I'm sure I'm being spied on. Shut up, man. You're just paranoid.
Oh my god, you guys, what are the odds that they're talking about being spied on?
Oh, why is she loud there? Dang, girl.
While being spied on. So as a person who identifies as the dullest crayon in the box, I got immediately confused. He starts to like look at the Homeland Security headquarters, and then when the camera cuts, I thought we were going to be inside of Homeland Security headquarters, but instead we're at an airport where it says the threat level is high, but then we see the FBI building, but then a different airport, and I just don't know where we're at. I don't know what we should be paying attention to. You know? It keeps getting worse. He searches for domestic terrorists. He clicks on this hooded figure. Disruptor, who's a very important character. And so I'm like, cool, he's gonna catch a terrorist, right, just now. But just when you think he's gonna catch somebody, he opens a new tab and starts spying on his daughter, Faye, for about 8 seconds until he just, that was too much information. And then up into the we're just ignoring that. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Because as I mentioned, he gets a call from Gloria. Her name in his phone is Sarah. Just take a wild guess as to what she works. Sarah has some wild stuff to show to Willie.
Look, take a look at this. I've never seen global storms like this.
Oh, you've never seen global storms like this? Would that maybe have anything to do with the fact that they're green screen lightning animations that you ripped from YouTube? They couldn't even bother to like make them real. You can make really
Something is way off. The size, the amount.
the pixelation, the stock image of a barn with a silo, it all just doesn't add up. So Willie's like, look, I don't care about your weird storms, alright?
Yeah. Well, I got bigger fish to fry than watch some clouds.
And he then gets notified that the Disruptor terrorists have posted a YouTube video.
I will be releasing classified documents proving the surveillance industrial complex using a top-secret Life program to collect.
So Disruptor starts like doing his terrorist message. I guess it's a live stream, so William was able to start tracking his IP address, but I guess it just was kind of taking too long, so he decided to take a detour from spy on his daughter again. This time he noticed that she used her money to purchase suspicious food.
What are you thinking?
Jesus, Dad.
Okay, hold on. Spying on his daughter is good enough, as well as being notified of what he's spending money on. What's really chapping my ass right now is this thing that pops up next to her. Georgetown University Biomedical Research. Mark Goodman, baby. Huh? That's what this Homeland Security facial recognition software recognizes about this woman? That someone named Mark Goodman is her baby daddy? Wow. Why did it say all this professional surveillance-y stuff about the men? Does this software So anyway, he berates his daughter for what she's eating, and he even shared with her that he somehow hacked her fridge.
The fridge is pretty tight.
Who hacks a fridge? Honestly.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
But then he quickly hangs up on his daughter to go hack his son's video game controller. So the point here is, friends, he's a very controlling, meddlesome, overbearing, garbage father, and we have zero reason to root for him. Side note, have you ever seen a hacker who be like, I'm in more than Willie and Bradford here? He is the absolute hackiest hacker to ever be like, I'm in. Everything can be hacked, you can actually hack it. Like you can make a So he's calculating his son's video game. I guess it was important to say that I was too distracted by the text messages he has going on the side. Hey Dad, I need a ride to the hospital on Friday. Any chance you can take me? Mark can do it? They're not letting him at work. He tried to move stuff around. Shocker. Please, Dad. Not sure what you need. Dad really can't do it hard. I'm the bad guy. Is that the baby dad? God. Editors couldn't even talk good. So back to this FaceTime call with his son, there's two things I noticed. One, the son mentions Amazon immediately.
Got a friend over in this thing. Let it go. I mean, spying on which people's Amazon.
Very subtle. Two, there's something I don't think I've ever seen in a movie before, which is jump cuts where there shouldn't be. And when I say jump cuts, I mean stuff like this, where I'm over here, the camera cuts, I'm over here, and you can just kind of tell that the camera is cutting. That's something that you see like in YouTube videos, not during a Zoom call or a FaceTime call, because those are supposed to be live and unedited. We're literally 5 minutes into the movie and it's already this bad. Can you imagine? So then the the search for the disruptor's IP address is finally done, and he finds the guy in Chicago where he sends a drone to surveil. But then Mark's boyfriend calls, which I'm pretty sure is the same guy as my daddy, and William just takes the phone call in the middle of literally finding the terrorists.
Yes, Mark, what is it? Hey, Pops. Not your dad.
Why does he keep just chatting with people while catching terrorists? Anyway, Faith's boyfriend Mark is an Amazon delivery guy, so mention number 2 of Amazon, and we're like 2 seconds into the movie. Well, friends, in addition to the number of friends that he FaceTimes at work, he also decides to start perusing Facebook while on the clock, at which time he gets a notification that 4 years ago today he was tagged in some photos with somebody named Erica Radford, who we learn is his late wife, because she's dead. Good God. Because she's dead. As a doornail, she's so late. So he looks at her Facebook page all sadly in her AI-generated cover photo that she's not even in. And then he goes and sends her a Facebook message that doesn't get delivered. Because she's dead. And I almost felt sad until he decided to scroll back in his messages and play a voice memo from his late wife that I guess she sent before her death.
Remember to pick up the trash today and be nice to the kids. I love you, baby.
Are you serious? Yeah. Don't forget to be nice to the kids. Why would you send that in a Facebook message if you have each other's phone numbers? Being nice to the kids is a given as a parent. It's not something you forget. That would be like me voice memoing back and being like, don't forget to wear a shirt before you go in public today.
I love you, baby.
Oops.
What? No. Don't show him crying. It's gonna make me feel something. Get back in there, Tear.
Get back in there, Tia.
So then, God, I hate this movie. I can't even understand what I'm telling you. So William gets on this group FaceTime call with this FBI agent, this other special agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm just kidding. He's like the director of Homeland Security. He's William's boss, but he's also from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Where he also plays an agent. It's kind of funny. His name is Director Briggs. So anyway, the FBI lady is about to bust in on the disruptor terrorist, but I couldn't focus because Briggs' camera is glitching during the call.
Director Briggs, you have FBI Special Agent Jeffries on the line.
Sir.
Good to meet you, Jeffries. I want this to be clean and surgical. We don't know who these hackers are.
It just makes me wonder, do they make these FaceTime calls look so glitchy so that they could disguise something, you know? Like bad audio overdubbing or something? Like, remember in Madam Web when the mouths of the actors didn't match the words that were being spoken?
I will be here for her. But in the future...
I feel like the same thing happened here where there was a ton of like post-production audio recorded and it didn't match up well, or they changed the lines or something. So the directors were just like, oh, just make the call look glitchy. Nobody will know.
We don't know who these hackers are, but we know what they're capable of.
Greg, why are you so sweaty? Are you working out in the office? Like Ron Burgundy?
Tuesdays are back.
I work at Homeland Security. Quit pumping iron.
This so-called disruptor is trying to reveal a top-secret program called Goliath, and that file must not go out. It's national security.
Don't worry, sir. We're all over this guy.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I guess in this very dramatic sting operation, William starts hacking people's cameras that are inside their homes, and he just happens to catch this hilarious stuff that you would see on like Vine or something. Like a cat opening a cabinet and this kid busting his little sister in the face. How does anyone get anything done around here? These hilarious videos are not the only distraction. He gets distracted yet again when the NASA lady calls and sends him even more footage of green screen animated storms. Ooh, yeah, I've never personally seen lightning go through a tree like that without slicing it to smithereens. Something is way off.
Something is way off.
Anyway, the sting operation was a complete bust. Disruptor wasn't actually in the building. It was another one of his decoys.
Oh, shit. It's another one of his decoys.
Oh, so this has happened before? And you didn't learn the first time? I don't know, but anyway, some like crazy weird sky bomb goes off. What is it, Willie?
It's right
there. What is it? What is it? Can you tell us what you saw? Because all I saw was nothing. I saw nothing but the sky. So he adjusts his glasses, he gets ready to hack and be like, I'm into this drone. He calls it his commandeer drone. I guess this drone is just like hovering at all times because as soon as he hacks it, it's already in the air hovering. Anyway, he sees a bunch of meteor-like things headed toward Earth. Because he can also hack space. This dude can hack space and a satellite, and I still can't figure out how to unpair my Bluetooth speaker. So as chaotic as this movie has been so far, this is where it starts getting real chaotic, okay? Missiles are flying, alarms are going off, emergency alerts are coming in from every single city, news is breaking. Look at this. Look at this article that pops up from the LA Times called Crazy Meteor Footage Caught on Camera. Crazy meteor footage. That's almost as unprofessional as the Homeland Security software using the word baby daddy. Look at the banner at the bottom of the screen when he opens the video. All warning systems failed. Los Angeles bombarded by space boulders. Boulders. Ah, yes. Boulders. Nature's most confident ranks. I'll be home. But anyway, back to everybody dying. Upon entering Earth's this is crazy. I hope Santa calls soon to tell us more about the weather.
Some are speeding up, some are slowing down. This scatters their entry points across the hemisphere. Your location is gonna get hit. I'm heading to one of the crash sites now.
Sandra, are you sure this is serious? Because that guy back there seemed quite cavalier on his leisurely stroll through the building. He doesn't even look like he's not even heading outside. Shouldn't you be evacuating? It just makes me wonder, like, exactly how low the budget was for this film, and if they just filmed it in like a public place where actual people were doing things that weren't actors, you know what I mean? So anyway, DC ends up getting hit with one of these meteor things. William's office building specifically gets hit. Seriously, they put a jump cut in the middle of that shot? Why are we cutting? It happens again 2 seconds later when he tries to FaceTime his daughter. What does that mean? Why are there cuts? Was it an accident? What does a horseshoe do? Are there any horse socks? Is anybody listening to me? Also, if your building just got hit with a meteor, wouldn't you, like, get out when you clock out for the day? I think you can clock out. I don't think you would be expected to stay at work after getting hit with a literal meteor, but what do I know? Damn, that was crazy. Let me just get back in my chair here. Speaking of clocking out, we gotta take a short break. Go get yourselves a muffin, a suspicious muffin, and I'll see you guys in a second. Hey kids, we're back. And William can't get a hold of his daughter.
Come on, where are you?
He's hacking the cameras at every location that she could possibly be. Her home, her lab, her school. I'm sorry, can I see the shots of her home again? Because for a second, it looked like she had a camera inside of her home facing her couch. Why? Nobody, who would want to film themselves sitting on the couch watching TV? Is it just for like late night debates when you need to prove who farted? Anyway, he finds Faith, thankfully, and he sends Mark baby daddy to go save her. And then he FaceTimes Dave, his son, from earlier, but Dave, like, I don't know, dies or something.
Hey! I'm okay, I'm okay. Oh.
That was not my edit, by the way. That is how the editors of this movie edited it. Which, by the way, is one of my favorite sentences to say. And imagine, if you will, that one of the editors' names was Ed. Which would mean that this is how Ed edited it. So Willie hops back on a Zoom call with Director Briggs and Sandra NASA and yeah, I can't remember his name. Secretary of Defense or something? Crystal? Secretary of Defense Crystal. But Sandra is like on site, like she went to go check out the meteors that crashed into the Earth. And oh my god, it's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
It's gotta be like 30, 40 feet.
Now, you guys all might be thinking to yourselves, dang, that's a big meteor, but actually it ain't a meteor. Yeah, see them airplanes, they drop their bombs at 37,000 feet and stuff freezes. Call them Boeing bombs. Anyway, the meteor like splits itself open and a weird hard to tell exactly what it looks like though, because the whole clip is super glitchy. But then a few minutes later, he gets another call with that FBI lady, and she gets a better look at the aliens. This time, instead of a snake, it's like a gigantic robot. Sorry, what was that? What? Ice Cube's reactions are the only good part of this film. Yeah, so the meteors were actually just like giant robot eggs or something. They like carried the robots inside them.
It ain't a meteor.
And now the world is being attacked by aliens. It's almost as if it's a war of the worlds. So the aliens start making this crazy loud noise, kind of like in Leave the World Behind. I don't know who made the noise in that movie, but it's like a noise that, you know, causes panic and mayhem and anxiety. The noise is so loud that it really does a number on the FBI lady. And if you liked that shot of the FBI lady, don't worry, because they reused the exact same shot again about 6 seconds later. I couldn't even wait to space the shots apart. It was literally 2 seconds apart. Anyway, I think the FBI lady dies. But there's no time to grieve the FBI lady because Faith finally calls back.
Mark never showed his dad.
What are you doing outside?
You know, one of my favorite things about this movie is the amount of people who feel like FaceTiming a family member while doing something crazy stressful, such as running for their lives from a giant cyborg.
Crazy cyborgs.
I really actually don't like FaceTime at all in my real life, so I wouldn't be FaceTiming in this situation anyway. But even if I was FaceTime's #1 fan, I would never think to myself, oh my god, this 1,000-ton cyborg is attacking me, I better FaceTime my dad.
What are you doing outside?
I don't know. So Faith gets injured while running from the alien. She gets some like shrapnel in her leg or something.
Oh my god, it hurts so bad.
Okay, stay calm. How are you? How's the baby?
Did he just say, how are you?
How are you?
You don't say, how are you, when someone's running from their life from aliens. Oh my god, you're running from aliens? You're gonna die soon? The world's under attack? How are you?
Stay calm. Your heart rate is way too high.
No, it literally isn't. My heart rate gets up to like 160 or 170 when I do legs, okay? She's fine. Why don't the aliens know about things? Why don't they know information and stuff? How come they don't know any stuff? How did he check her heart rate to begin with? I guess she was like wearing an Apple Watch that we couldn't see. So William calls 911, but they're not there right now. They're busy, so he decides he's gonna go save her life himself, but he can't get out of his office building. So he has the brilliant idea to tell her to run across the street and get into this Tesla so that he can hack it and be like, I'm in, and make it drive her to the hospital or wherever it is that he takes her. And like, full disclosure, I actually kind of thought this part was clever. I don't know, it was fun until it got weird again.
Hey, I don't blame you for not wanting me at your shower. Put you and your brother through a lot of pain.
Think you have more power than you really do.
I don't know about you guys, but this kind of feels like an inappropriate time to suddenly try and unpack and mend your strained father-daughter relationship because aliens are coming. Oh, I guess he heard me. So then he starts watching the news again, and we find out that the aliens took out all of our satellites before they came to Earth.
They crashed into hundreds of satellites.
And oh my god, you guys, look at the text banner. They did it on purpose. I totally would have thought that this was an accidental satellite destruction had they not told us that it was on purpose. Nothing really exciting happens for a while. It's just very chaotic. The military does respond, and they start taking out some of the aliens. They start to recognize like the aliens' patterns.
Every time they make this, they change directions.
And then they start to notice that the aliens keep targeting like government data centers.
Reports are coming in that the machine's destinations appear to be top secret government data centers.
So Sandra NASA shows up to one of the sites again where one of the cyborg aliens was killed, and she follows like the robot tentacle thing into the building to see exactly what it's doing at this data center.
Something's going on with the servers.
Oh yeah, I think maybe it's this giant pile of robot tentacles invading them. I think that's what's going on. So then the tentacles turn into bugs, or they release bugs or something, and Sandra's cult turns off just in time for us to see the little computer that the servers have all been emptied of their data. Like they were just simplistic little. This whole movie again, but take out everything except Ice Cube's like facial expressions, reactions, and glasses adjustments.
Damn.
And it would
That's Ice
probably be
Cube?
more exciting. And glasses adjustments.
Damn.
And it would probably be more exciting than the regular film. So meanwhile, Faith, in case you forgot about Faith, the Tesla got her to her destination, but unfortunately she's still bleeding out. So her baby daddy shows up to save her, and he sees her bleeding to death, but he's not really sure what to do about it, so he Oh, is that what you do? You put pressure on it. You put pressure on it. Could have known that.
I'm a pro.
Yeah, he's a pro at hacking because he's an Amazon hacker, but last I checked, Amazon used to totally different type of packages. The bleeding stops.
Alright, it works.
How long did they sit there when they're bleeding out before they called Will and escaped her? Why did they even call Will? So freaking Sandra from NASA calls yet again. Give it a rest, lady. How many times are you gonna almost die? So on this call, she shows Will that the little bugs that came out of the alien tentacle are A, very adorable,
They even do tricks.
and B, they like eating data.
Why are they going after the chip?
These little guys are drawn to data.
These things eat data.
Eat data, boy.
And that is officially
data,
what the
boy.
aliens are after.
To get to the day.
Of all the long and awkward pauses in this movie, that one was the longest and the awkwardest.
To get to the day.
Stop it.
So as the aliens are eating all of our data like Pac-Man, everything starts disappearing, even people's photos on their Facebooks.
No.
Today was a good day.
Okay, fine. You know what? Take the photos, but please, for the love of God, don't take that voice memo.
Remember to take out the trash today and be nice to the kids. I love you, baby. Remember to take out the trash today and be nice to the kids.
No, not my AI-generated voice memo telling me not to forget to be nice to the kids. Am I stupid, or is this not remotely accurate to what it would be like if aliens ate our data and we lost a voice memo in the process? I feel like it would just like disappear. It wouldn't slowly distort and pitch and speed like air escaping a balloon. Hey, it's a couple days later. So circling back to Williamson, remember we thought he was dead as a doornail for a second. Well, turns out he is not dead as a doornail. And throughout this movie, amidst this alien invasion cyber attack chaos, he continues to FaceTime his dad like like every few minutes to give him what he feels is very important, very key information. And William just absolutely refuses to listen to him. He's literally like, Dad, I have the right answer to win more worlds. And he finds out the disruptor is actually Dave.
It's you! It's you! My own son is hacking the government.
No son of mine's gonna be like I'm in more than I be like I'm in. So Dave is like, look, Dad, there's a reason I'm a full-blown terrorist. The government is doing bad things, okay? They created this very bad program called Goliath that spies on people. It's bad. And he sends him this file entitled Goliath. And William's like, I'm not looking at it. There's nothing in this file that can convince me that what he's right. Like, what exactly did he do? What did Dave do? William is absolutely not going to open this file and the truth is set you free. And so William's like, alright. So he goes ahead and opens the file, and it's just full of this Goliath program that the government created. And that would have been a little bit confusing for somebody like me, but thankfully William was there to verbally say out loud everything that he's saying.
Exciting. The hell are those things? Collecting data. Oh man, that's what brought them here in the first place. They knew. They hit it from I didn't even know about these things. Live. They were right.
So in a nutshell, Dave and a group of his friends are the disruptors.
Dad, meet my disruptors. Let's disrupt some shit.
And they're rebelling against Goliath. It is the reason that they're attacking. The government knew all along what would happen, and they did it anyway.
They knew.
Why would the government be cool with being attacked? William calls up Senator Briggs, and he's like, I know about Goliath.
Y'all know all about Goliath.
Wow, you did it.
Wow, that's amazing that he knew exactly what you were calling about, even though you said most of the sentence before the call actually picked up.
Y'all know all about Goliath.
Wow.
Didn't directly straight up mention Goliath at the beginning of the movie directly?
The so-called disruptor is trying to reveal a top-secret program called Goliath.
How is it a secret?
NASA warned you if you activated Goliath, it could spark an invasion.
And William over-explains the situation again to Briggs, just in case the audience was confused, which we are.
When you turned on Goliath, you rang a dinner bell that traveled throughout the whole galaxy. You risked all of our lives just to spy on people's Amazon cart.
Oh, subtle. That was so subtle, dude. How many mentions of Amazon is that now? So Willie is not on board with this, obviously. He doesn't want to work for corrupt government. So Detective Briggs is like, all right, you're fired.
You're dismissed.
Stop.
And then 1/10 of a second later, before the call has even finished hanging up, William is locked out of everything. He's locked out of Guardian. He can't be like I'm in anymore. And in fact, one might even say that he'd be like, I'm out.
I'm out.
They even disconnected the Wi-Fi to his building in the blink of an eye. Everything happens in one fraction of a second in this movie. So all seems lost, but thankfully Dave, the disruptor, is also a hacker. So he hacks the whole Guardian system so that his dad can keep hacking, and oh my god, my brain hurts. It hurts so good.
Clever little
Oh, and by the way, Faith is doing a lot better, in case you guys were worried about her. You can tell how good she's doing by this selfie that Mark Baby Daddy sent, where he takes up 82% of the screen, and she's slightly visible in the background.
Good. Thank God.
Anyway, William and the rest of the disruptors devise a plan to poison the aliens' food supply by planting a virus in the data.
Gotta poison their food supply.
But meanwhile, William wants to blow the whistle, so he uploads a YouTube video to the Disruptor YouTube channel.
This invasion is the result of the surveillance industrial complex collecting massive amounts of data with the Goliath program.
It's too risky, Briggs. Shut it down now. With all due respect, General, Goliath will be activated whether you like it or not. We now have the ability to predict every person's thoughts and movements.
Our most precious resource on Earth.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get this straight for a second. William joined the rebellion with his son about 12 minutes ago. So you mean to tell me in that amount of time, William edited an entire YouTube video complete with text on the screen and graphics and keyframing and cool effects, and he even like spliced his face over the top of the Disruptor? When did you make this? So they upload the virus to all the government data centers, and they dragging and dropping it, and it works for like a split second. Hackers are hacking the hackers. It's a hack within a hack. It's hackception, and somehow this really backfired, because then the aliens know where the disruptors are and they start attacking the disruptors, and Dave dies again. Then Dave comes back and he's like, no, I was never even there. I was at my friend's house the whole time.
You had me worried to death, man.
Why do you think you couldn't find Disruptor for a year?
Oh my god, same. I'm not actually at home. I'm local save and pay pharmacy. In fact, let's take one more break. Hey kids, we're back. And it's almost time for the climax. So the virus to kill the aliens didn't work, as we know, but thankfully Faith is like a bioengineer or something, and she happened to have already invented a code that will cause the aliens to eat themselves. They called it a cannibal code.
Faye, do you have access to your cannibal code? These things are alive.
I don't totally get it, but it's not important. But they have no way of getting the code into the Goliath program because everything got blown up. Blown up!
Blown up!
They can't drag and drop it this time, you know? So Ice Cube has to actually finally leave the room he's been in for this entire movie and go manually put the code into Goliath. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a thumb drive.
Put it on the thumb drive. I don't have a thumb drive.
But thankfully, Mark Baby Daddy is like, well, I got a thumb drive.
Even I have a thumb drive.
I'll send it to you with my Amazon drone.
And I can get it to you. Ha! Prime Air.
Prime Air?
Oh, it's the future of delivery. They've been training us for months.
I can't make this stuff up, you guys. So he tells William to place an official order on Amazon to activate the drone. Oh my god.
I need you to place an official order on Amazon to activate the drone.
So Mark has to then fly the Amazon drone to the Department of Homeland Security, like through the aliens.
Guys, I need some cover here. I got a bogey on my tail.
Did he actually just say I got a bogey on my tail? Like from that video game we all played in 1997? What was it called? Star Fox?
Bogey on your tail.
What's
Bogey
going
on
on?
your tail.
So friends, as stupid as this movie is, it's about to somehow get stupider. So the Amazon drone crashes to the ground, and it happens to land by this homeless dude who was just kind of chilling in his tent during the alien apocalypse, you know, as one does. And they use like facial recognition or something to find his phone number, text him, ask him to go flip the drone over, but he of course doesn't want to because of the War of the Worlds, you know? So they bribe him.
Why is he waiting?
But how did they get his photo already saved under his contact information? Anyway, he doesn't want to do it, so they incentivize him. They offer him a little special something. Can you guess what it is?
Just flip it over. Just
Wait, hold on. I've got a better idea.
A normal person would probably guess, you know, money, food, a home, a full pardon from the government for whatever crime he may have committed, you know, something that kind of made sense to help him have a better future. But no. The creators of this movie decided it would be a good idea if they bribed him with $1,000 Amazon gift card, which he accepts and then runs over and flips the drone.
flip
Flip over for me, baby. Come on, yes!
What are you gonna buy with that gift card, huh? You gonna get a lamp for your tent? You got a tent lamp during the apocalypse? Anyway, so William finally gets to the basement of DHS where all the servers are, where Goliath is, you know. And the aliens try to get him, but he fights them off with a little help from Ludacris. You can't just put Ludacris lyrics in an alien attack scene. I say that all the time. So Mark Baby Daddy finally flies the drone to him. He gets the thumb drive.
Yeah, baby. Incoming!
He gets into the Goliath room, and even though the robot data-eating aliens are killing him, he gets the thumb drive into Goliath that just so happened to have a USB port.
I love you guys!
And wouldn't you know it, friends, it worked. The cannibal code worked, and the aliens eat themselves. But unfortunately, it appears that in the process, Will died, which is sad. But everything worked out great for everyone else. Faith's code saved the world. Sandra NASA becomes the head of NASA. Briggs gets arrested. Dave gets famous. And I guess all that data that got eaten by the aliens, like, comes back, I guess. Maybe they regurgitated it. And oh look, William's actually alive.
Mr. Radford, tremendous work. You've done your country a great service. I just got off with the president. He wants you to pioneer a new data collecting protocol that doesn't invade people's personal privacy.
Sorry, sir, but not for me.
I beg your pardon?
There's more important
beg
things to
your
do
pardon. I beg
than to
your
worry
pardon.
about what's in people's Amazon cart.
What? You guys? Oh my god, what was that?
I don't understand.
Is everybody okay after that review? I'm not okay. My brain needs a shower. So, it goes without saying that was obviously the worst movie that you have ever seen or I have ever seen, and it was pure trash. But I think what really fascinated the world about this, myself included, is the fact that this was not a joke, and that the creator of this film thought it was good. Meaning, no matter how sure and positive you are that this was a joke to make you chuckle, it wasn't.
No one sets out to make a bet. It was misunderstood.
You see, friends, it was just misunderstood. Okay? It was us. It was our fault as the audience. We're stupid. It has nothing to do with the giant gaping plot holes or terrible acting or lazy special effects or the fact that the whole thing was an unofficial ad for Amazon. It's just that we didn't get it. So you can obviously find endless 1-star reviews on IMDb, and those are fun to read and stuff, but this is one of those situations where I actually got a bigger kick out of the 10-star reviews, because spoiler alert, they're all sarcastic. Nobody actually gave 10 stars. Here's one of my faves, entitled War of the Worlds Cured My Depression. Such an incredible movie. I've always thought, what if War of the Worlds was adapted into a Zoom meeting? And they did it perfectly, blowing my expectations out of the water. The aliens were truly terrifying. Ice Cube had an Oscar-worthy performance, especially in the film's tragic moments. Movie of the year. I like the title of this one, Academy or We Take It to the Streets. Wait, this is a great idea. Could we somehow collectively get this nominated for an Academy Award? I think there's one review that doesn't seem sarcastic and this person actually liked it. It's called This Movie Made Me Cry. When Ice Cube's son died, it made me cry because the scene was so sad. Ice Cube is so cool, I love him. Ice Cube, please notice me, my beloved. I liked when Frank Sinatra was like, My Way, oh wait, wrong movie. That's also not a movie, that's a song. Oh, this movie is so bad. Dang it, they tricked me. I'm always getting bamboozled. Well, friends, that is all of the mental energy I have today. And I gotta go escape an alien invasion off this time. Don't forget to come and see me live on October 19th in Nashville. And don't forget to check out Helix Sleep if you need a new mattress. And don't forget that if you ever feel down about yourself or your work or anything you've created, know where the world star and Ice Cube exists. And nothing you ever do in life could ever be worse than it. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Peace out. So you can obviously I don't know. Obsessed with horror. I don't know if you guys know this about me. Like, to the point where my mom thought something was wrong with me. Like, I vividly remember watching The Exorcist at like 8 years old. Of course, that was because my dad allowed me to, but still, I wanted to. I obsessed over horror films. I begged all the time to watch them. I watched them secretly. I would sneak out of my room, go down to my living room, and watch scary stuff. And then something happened along the way over the years, and now, if I watch so much as a trailer for a horror film, I can't sleep for 3 to 5 business days. And so, I settle now on a good old-fashioned thriller. There's a lot of thrillers that I love, okay? The Invisible Man with Elizabeth Moss is absolutely my favorite thriller ever right now. It's a nail-biter. It's a nail-biter from the opening shot. Comment below your favorite thriller that doesn't have demons and stuff and won't, like, cause me to lose sleep at night. But anyway, because I am constantly hunting for a good thriller, I pretty much watch every single one that comes out on Netflix. And a couple years ago, I had extremely high hopes for the movie we were talking about today, entitled The Weekend Away. But unfortunately, it did not live up to my expectations. And instead of being scared for 3 to 5 business days after, I was just very sad. I cried myself to sleep over the time I lost watching it. I'll never get it back. And that's why I want to talk about it with you guys today. And what better way to express to you how stupid this movie is than by doing an honest trailer, which is an idea I stole from the YouTube channel Honest Trailers. Ready? Here we go. This summer, or no, it came out 2 years ago. This evening, one woman will go on vacation and return with more trauma than souvenirs. Beth just wanted a break from life and motherhood, but what she got was trauma, betrayal, and a cab driver with more side gigs than a single mom on Etsy. In a world where jewelry is ugly and friends are worse, where the police don't care, the cab drivers care too much, and the women are all brain-dead idiots that trust strange men and ignore red flags like their compliments. She must survive men, murder, and a couple of male escorts with veneers. Dive right into the psychological thriller that feels more like a true crime podcast written by toddlers, that is, The Weekend Away. That was pretty good. That was my first time doing an honest trailer, and I feel like I did a good job. Yeah, again, I had high hopes for this thriller. I like Leighton Meester. And, like, to be honest, you'll hear me talk about this, I think, at the end of the video, but I didn't hate the first half of the movie, but it just gets really ridiculous. It was kind of like A Simple Favor. Remember A Simple Favor with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick? You're like, oh, this movie's good, and halfway through, you're like, what happened here? Anyway, this movie is a very movie. It has twists and turns, bad audio overdubbing, side plots that don't come back, and at this point I just don't know what else you would want from cinema. So put on your lace doily napkin dresses, and let's talk about The Weekend Away. But first, a word from today's lovely sponsor.
And now a word from our sponsors.
What a time to be alive, you guys. We live in this really cool period of time where we have just subscriptions for everything, and we don't have to go to stores, and we don't have to think, and we don't have to plan, especially when it comes to our meals. For many years, my idea of meal planning was just like standing in front of the fridge and staring at the food I didn't want for a while, and then eventually asking Nick what he wanted to order. I'm just too lazy. My brain is too lazy. I really need somebody else to do all the planning for me, which is why I have become obsessed this year with Hungry Root. And this one is a game changer. I feel like this is a very elevated subscription service because it's like if a personal shopper and a nutritionist had a baby, and that baby delivered food right to your door. Hungry Root fills your cart with groceries and recipes that you like, so again, that you don't have to think. They've even learned like what I like each week, which feels slightly crazy. Oh my god, I learned about the most incredible hummus I've ever had in my life through Hungry Root. The Ithaca hummus. You've never had this before. Everything is super easy. The meals take 10 minutes or less. And meanwhile, there is no high protein junk. There's no weird preservatives. doesn't help Beth with her bags, and they head up to Kate's very fancy place that she's staying right on the waterfront, probably $1,000 a night or something. And right off the bat, we get some information. So Beth, you know, thanks Kate. Thanks for inviting me, or thanks for whatever it is. And Kate's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's on Jay.
And Jay, it's all him.
So you see, friends, this crazy nice place that they're staying in Croatia with the champagne is paid for by someone else. More on that later. More on that later. So then Beth gives Kate this necklace, which is very significant for two different reasons. One, it comes back later and is important. Two, it's the ugliest necklace I've ever seen. And it looks like a candy necklace, like a blackened candy necklace from like 1992. So then the girls start getting ready for a night on the town in Croatia. And Beth is, you know, she has nothing to wear because she's like the regular girl next door who only has hideous Target dresses with like napkins, and Kate is the cool one with sparkly laces from Wet Seal. Not to be confused with Wet Beaver, different store. Different store. We also find out here that Beth has a husband and baby at home, and she will spend the whole rest of the movie FaceTiming this guy, her husband Rob, but he's British, so it's more like Rub. They're FaceTiming like while she's getting ready to put her napkin dress on, and I guess this is as good as a time as any to tell you guys that I really have a hard time when babies cry in movies. I don't like watching babies in movies when they cry, or even if they're just like a little bit sad, because you know why? If they're sad in a movie, it means they're to me that she's spending her ex's money is the fact that Beth is like, especially the first time I watched this, Kate used the word breakup, and so to me they were dating. It wasn't like they were married. So this is just blowing her ex-boyfriend's money. And Beth's like, yeah, right on. I would never do that, okay? Like if my friend called me and was like, do you know what? Do you want to go to Croatia on my ex-boyfriend's dime without his consent and spend literally thousands of dollars? I mean pounds. I would be like, absolutely not. I'd rather go to the Bahamas. So they get to talking, and Beth reveals that her marriage with Rob is not going so great.
Are you getting any at least? Kate.
Beth is all shy and coy at first, but then she comes clean.
How long has it been? Over a year.
Now kids, if you're wondering what they're talking about kissing. Okay? Beth and her husband have gone an entire year, 365 days without kissing. And it makes me wonder how come some people's husbands can go an entire year and some don't. So at first I thought it sounded like Rob was the one who didn't kiss Beth for over a year, but it turns out Beth didn't kiss Rob for a year. So the point is, perhaps Beth is not really into her husband. Maybe it's gonna cut this to quote. Yeah, well, I don't feel sorry for you, okay? That's it. Freaking gross. Why are you the way you are? This is totally off subject. So why are you the way that you are? I don't know. How could you do that? Whose idea was that? Did you ever think about that? Who was the first person to ever see a liquidy, slimy sea booger inside of a shell and be like, it's a bad anyway, Beth, like, she's partying because her movies this movie than I would have expected. To remind us that she's a new mom, even though her baby baby looks to be like 9 months old. It's pretty new. She's tired, she's struggling because she loves her family. We get it. Kate is like, we've got to go.
Come on. Really, I misspent you.
So they go to the club with the same cab driver from earlier, who actually has a name. His name is Zane. Wouldn't you know it, Beth can actually speak his language because she was part of like some Peace Corps or something. I can't remember. So yeah, she can speak a little Arabic, which does not come back in any way, shape, or form. I thought it was going to, but it doesn't. I guess it's just to like make us like start flirting with these cute guys. Well, I don't know if I could call it flirting. She doesn't exactly have the best flirting skills.
You want to see pictures of my baby?
And then this all starts to take a little bit of a turn. We don't really get to see how the rest of the night goes. Everything gets kind of blurry and it's like a little hectic montage of like glimpses of the night. You kind of get the idea that Beth either gets roofied or just way too drunk. It appears that her and Kate get into some sort of like verbal argument, and then Beth wakes up not really knowing how she got back to the apartment, and she's super pukey and hungover. So she starts kind of searching around the apartment. She can't find Kate. She sees some sketchy stuff like a mod knock wrapper. Nobody likes a used mod knock. There's a broken glass with some blood. Like there's evidence that, you know, there were people here and something happened, but she can't remember anything. So she FaceTimes her husband for the 54th time, and she's like, I can't find Kate. And he's basically just like, who cares? Go live it up. Enjoy it.
Get out. Enjoy yourself.
But she is obviously worried, as I would be too. So she goes and finds this creepy dude, Sebastian, who I guess is the owner of the apartment building.
You haven't seen her, have you?
No.
How does he own this lavish waterfront apartment place in Croatia when he's like 22 years old?
Oh, this is
Sebastian, the owner.
Your guess is as good as mine. So Sebastian has not seen Kate, but he does drop a very scary bomb upon Beth.
You're not allowed to have parties, and I have to charge you for the 2 extra guests that stayed over.
Now look, as goofy as this movie ends, I don't really hate the beginning, and like, I think Leighton Meester was very good at kind of showing how horrified he would be to hear this. I would be devastated. I would be devastated. And it gets even more horrifying when she goes to the police and they don't take her seriously at all because she's drinking and she's a tourist and she's a woman.
Can I file a missing persons report?
No, can't. Because you need to wait 24 hours.
See, and this is the most frustrating thing. It's part of the reason I don't do a lot of thrillers or like scary flicks on this channel because they're just so infuriating. Did you ever see Scary Movie where Regina Hall's watching a scary movie in the theater and she's like, don't go in there! Don't go in there! That is me watching a thriller because everything always goes wrong and nobody believes the protagonist and everyone's stupid. Anyway, so because nobody will even remotely take her seriously even though her entire human friend has gone missing, she has no one to turn to but Zane, the cab driver from the night before. Because when in doubt, when your friend goes missing in a foreign country, you reach out to a strange man.
Hello?
Zane? Seems legit. So with the help of Zane, the cab driver, they head back to the bar that they were at the night before. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. This movie's not bad in the beginning, but I just keep thinking about how stupid it gets. Anyway, with Zane's help, speaking Croatian, they're able to find out that the 2 dudes they were flirting with the night before were actually male escorts.
Escorts.
Escorts?
And Beth, you know, had no idea, so it turns out Kate took it upon herself to hire them for her friend.
I didn't hire them.
Then your friend must have.
Wow, Kate. Beth gives you a hideous blackened candy necklace and you repay her with unwanted male escorts? Friend of the year. So upon looking at the bar's Instagram page, they happen to have posted a picture of these 2 male escorts, and that enables Zane to get in touch with them.
I called them and said I wanted to hire them for private party. They're meeting us here.
Wow, well that was conveniently fast and easy. Either Zane is just a really, really good dude who happens to have an endless amount of time in his day to help this random woman that he met one day prior, or he's hiding a dark secret.
Maybe we should go to the police.
And tell them what?
No, I'll handle it.
Oh, dang it. I thought he was gonna say my favorite quote from every murder mystery podcast, which is when someone says we should go to the police, someone else says, and tell them what?
We go to the police, we tell them everything. Tell them what?
Should we tell the cops? Tell them what?
Why is she even suggesting that? She already went to the police and they ignored her. Anyway, we get to find out how Beth and Kate actually met.
I was on a semester abroad. We were roommates.
They were roommates?
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
They were roommates, and Beth also met her husband Rob through Kate in London. Ain't it? Zane then shares that he was also married and he had met his wife when they were like both doctors or something, and he makes some incredibly red flaggy statements.
She's like you, very trusting of people. She believed me when I said I was a nice guy and agreed to go out with me.
That is the opposite of a sentence that you smile at. Run away immediately. But where would you even go, right? Because he knows where you're staying. Again, that's what I hate about thrillers. Every character is mentally ridiculous. So the male escorts show up and they almost say hello, but they only get half the word out.
Hi.
Because when they see Beth, they run away. But thankfully, cab driver nurse Dr. Zane also happens to be a trained male escort catcher, and he catches them and straight up almost kills one of them and like snaps his wrist back. I don't know, Beth. Zane is looking more and more like a bad guy. Just saying. I think you'd be better off going back to the apartment with Sebastian. So the male escort swears that they didn't hurt Kate. He simply stole her purse and sold it to a pawn shop. And then Beth and Zane are able to go get it from the pawn shop without incident. Wouldn't the pawn shop guy have been like, no, you have to give me my money back? It's like a $10,000 purse. Anyway, they go back to the police for a second time with the new evidence of the purse. And this time, you know, the male cop still does not give her the time of day at all and basically laughs at her, but at least the female cop pays attention now. Where's the report?
Inside.
A little bit of good cop, bad cop, sexist version, you know what I mean? My dudes out there watching, I'm really sorry the writers of this movie. I think we're man-haters because every single man in this movie is a bad guy. Except one. Guess which one it is. Okay, we have to take a tiny little break, and I'm gonna come back and film the rest of this in 2 days. See you soon.
I guess I can go to bed.
2 days later.
Hey kids, we're back.
Is it open?
And it's not 2 days later, it's like 4 weeks later. Where did we leave off? Oh yes, every male in this movie is either a bad guy or portrayed as a bad guy. Case in point, this scene where Beth is pleading with the male cop to pay attention to her and care about her friend.
Oh, you just said you didn't.
Alright, thanks, Gary. That'll be all. We're good. Why did they do this to his character? Like, if you can't comprehend the difference between somebody drugging you and her doing drugs for funsies, you probably shouldn't be a cop.
Peter, your friend was out partying.
I love when the lady cop is like, go run these names through the system, and Gary just acts flabbergasted. He's like, we're actually investigating this? Why would we investigate a woman in this? She doesn't even go here. What is the cop's actual name? Oh, it's Pug. More like Pug. Am I right? So friends, with quite literally nowhere else to turn, Beth has no choice but to call Jay. They have not met yet, but we do know is the one paying for this whole vacation. And he too, of course, could not possibly care less that his wife was missing. This plot is just so realistic. A whole entire person goes missing. Literally not one single character in her entire life could possibly care less. Every single person is like, who cares? Enjoy yourself. Sadly though, I watch like a lot of true crime, and I do know things like this happen. I've watched like a lot of infuriating cases where like a child is being mistreated and CPS gets called multiple times and they don't do anything. Somebody goes missing and like the cops don't take it seriously. But I've never quite seen it to this extent where not only do the cops not care, but nobody in her life cares.
It always has to be the center of attention.
At least 6 people in real life would be concerned. At least 6.
She said you called her about the credit card.
Credit card.
If that wasn't Jay on the phone with Kate the night of the oyster slurping fest, then who was it? Who paid for the meal? It was probably $500. So Beth goes back to the condo and she hears somebody in the other room and she gets excited thinking maybe it's Kate, but it's actually just that creeper Sebastian diddling her delicate.
Check out this 11. There are other guests arriving.
Do it.
Definitely don't need you to pack for me, Sebastian. Are you funny? Are you funny?
There are other guests arriving.
In what world? In what world would the owner of the building put his grubby little hands on your lingerie? So Beth's like, all right, look, I'm gonna get out of your hair. I'm leaving. And he's like, no, you can stay here.
I have a spare room. Downstairs.
And like the highly responsible and intelligent woman of intellect that Beth is, she agrees to stay in the creeper dungeon, even after he let himself into her room and dipped her napkin dress with his grubby little fingers that probably smell like shrimp.
You're down here.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Brenda. Don't go in there, but she does. She goes in there. He falls asleep. But then she wakes up to, I guess, explore Sebastian's creeper dungeon, and guess who's there creeping?
You helped yourself.
Okay, if this is not a red flag, Beth, I don't know what is. I don't know how you could possibly be any stupider.
Is that your recording studio?
Yes, I'm a composer. Are you hungry?
No, Sebas. I'm not. So anyway, Beth skedaddles herself right on out of there and is about to go get some delicious food with cab driver, nurse, doctor, male escort catcher Zane, when suddenly we get a sneaky little surprise.
Let's get some food before we start cooking. I know a very good spot.
Pop?
Wait a minute, how did you get to Croatia so fast? Everyone is a suspect. So then Beth gets the call that her friend Kate is dead as a doornail, and they have to go identify her body. Sorry for laughing. Again, it's really inappropriate. I'm just laughing because it's quite possibly the worst special effects makeup I've ever seen. Like, I was not the greatest makeup artist of all time. I was quite mediocre, I will admit that, which is why I should definitely not have been hired to do this job, and nor should whoever the person that they hired have been. You can't just paint someone grayish blue. The dude even said that she had been in the water for some time.
She's been in the water for some time.
So she should have been more water. Obviously. Speaking of water, I need some. Let's take a hydration, but I don't want to take a break right now. No. Okay. Keep going. Cashews!
Yes, I got one. For some reason, this one works. Okay.
How long have these been down here? So I guess like a day or two passes. I don't really know how much time passed, but we get this scene where Beth is in the back of Detective Pavic's car in the dead of night for some reason.
Can I see you?
You already saw her in the terrible blue-gray face paint, but okay. So Pavic takes her to see the body again. Where were they going originally? Why were they in the car? Anyway, Beth asks if she can please have a moment alone with Kate's dead body so that she can use her dead blue face to unlock Kate's phone. And I don't know, I can't tell if that was very clever or very weird of the writer. I do accept it. I accept the scene. I guess, okay, now, and it also makes sense now as to why they didn't do very good special effects. Because the facial recognition on the iPhone wouldn't have worked if she had been several missed calls from someone. If you breathe. Some appear to be from a girlfriend, some from a mobile, some that lasted 0 seconds, and some that lasted 10 minutes and 30 seconds. A 13-minute missed call. Anyway, Beth decides to call in the first of many 360 twisties, she gets the shock of her life. Rob called 842 times before her death? Oh my god! So then she checks the text messages. By the way, if you forgot who Rob was, Rob is Beth's husband, the guy who's always on FaceTime with her. So she checks the text messages and finds out that Rob and Kate were having an affair. Can you believe that, you guys? They were snogging behind your back and probably attending Coldplay concerts together. Are you guys shocked by this? Are you guys shocked by the woman who hired escorts to keep from her is not a good person at all? So Beth calls Jay again, and she's like, dude, why didn't you tell me that our spouses were sleeping together? I mean, kissing. And Jay is like, oh, it's an hour. Busy. Look how funny Beth looks in these mirrors. So then, you guys, Kate gets arrested. Why does my screen say that? Beth gets arrested.
Beth should have been arrested on suspicion of the murder of Kate Thompson.
And we find out during her arrest that Zane, in addition to being a nurse, doctor, cab driver, male escort catcher, is also or something. He's like in an Albanian gang, yada yada yada.
He's a member of an Albanian gang involved in human trafficking.
Okay, so Zane is officially not a good dude and we can stop trusting him now, right? Not that it matters because Beth has already been arrested, right? Oh no, oops, never mind. For some reason.
It is only because they don't have enough evidence yet.
Why even arrest her without evidence? I'm so confused. So anyway, she then gets immediately released after being arrested and goes back to her hotel room where someone is waiting.
Excuse me.
Could Zane possibly do anything else to make himself look more guilty and creepy? Hey, it's me, several days later. And the answer to that question is no. Anyway, he ends up telling Beth that he is in fact not in a gang and that the police just made it up.
I saved the life of a boy who'd been hit with shrapnel in the leg.
Oh, okay, so in addition to being a nurse, doctor, cab driver, male escort catcher, trafficker gang member, he's also a hero. Good work, Zane. I enjoyed seeing you in that goofy funhouse mirror. You know, friends, a funny thing about mirrors is that sometimes they look sketchy. Have you ever felt that your mirror at home looked sketchy enough to where you felt the need to check it for a hidden camera? Okay, this story is outrageous at this point. So it turns out, guys, outside the hotel. Did she call him? Did I miss that part? So then they have to go track down the driver of the cab that they saw Kate get into in Sebastian's creepy surveillance footage. You guys following? He drops another bomb. Another.
Where did you take her?
Police station.
Oh my god! So the night that Kate disappeared, the last man dropped her off at the police station. And then this black SUV dropped her off. Well, suddenly, as coincidence would have it, the police show up to the cab place. Beth immediately recognizes that black SUV. High-speed chase slash arrest. They already had her in their custody like 2 days ago when they let her go. No evidence. And I'm confused. So anyway, then they start running from the cops into these, I don't know, catacombs, what do you call them? Aqueducts. And that is when Beth finally realizes the horrible truth.
Oh my god, there's Poppage.
That's right, guys. That douchey, incompetent police detective is the one who killed Kate even when we really saw him drop her off in the surveillance footage.
Wait, where are you going? No. You'll get in trouble.
Who smiles in this situation? You're being chased down by the police because you're wanted for murder and sex trafficking, and you're gonna flash us a naughty grin. I love the script. And that's like, no, you'll get in trouble. No, you'll get in trouble. Okay, we are way past trouble at this point. We're getting back to so this chase scene is so ridiculous. Zane tells her to run so that he can distract the cops, but instead she stands there peeking while he's talking to them. And immediately gets spotted by Poppy. So then she proceeds to run from him up the stairs, which, you know, is always a solid choice when someone is pursuing you. Go to a rooftop where you can escape. Where's Brenda when I need her? So she runs past these two peeps missing. Why were they there? I don't know. And she gets to the roof of the building, and this building happens to have a big giant hole in the middle of it, and that's where she confronts the detective.
You killed her. You hit on her and she rejected you. She wants to slap. That's what they call women. Sleep with that. Shut your mouth. Stop.
What's that, detective? Can you say that again? Kind of seems like your lips weren't matching the words you were saying. Anyway, then Poppy dies. Are you kidding me? Are you funny? What is this movie? He trips on a rock and falls into a hole. I love the other detective, like the lady detective's facial expression when he falls. She's like, so the next day, the female detective is super apologetic, and she's like, I'm sorry I doubted you. You were right.
We found security footage. A camera on the boardwalk.
Killed her.
Oh, weird. Where was that footage this entire time that Beth was being accused of murdering her friend with no evidence? Where was it this whole time you were trying to pin him on the person? Wouldn't that be the literal first thing you looked at after finding her body right there? Well, friends, you might be thinking to yourself, man, that movie sucked. You're sure glad it's over. But you would be wrong. You're right about that, but you're wrong about the part where you thought it was over. Because Mom, wouldn't she have recognized her own husband in the surveillance footage when the detectives first showed it to her? Wasn't it completely clear who it was and that it wasn't Pavic? Like, I would know the back of Nick's head anywhere. I mean, to an extent, now that his hair's long, you know, most of the time he looks like Nick, but sometimes he kind of looks like from the back that Anthony could tell anything to, with broader shoulders. I pretty much know that I would know it was him. Because it's not just that you're looking at the back of your husband's head, you're looking at their way they carry themselves, their vibe. So she goes into his bathroom and looks hilarious in the mirror, by the way. And she calls that lady detective from Croatia, keeps her on the line, and confronts Rob about the hideous truth. And the hideous necklace. And he, of course, denies it. In the beginning, he's like, "No. You crazy, nar." And she's like, "Oh yeah, well look at this piece of Kate's hideous burnt candy necklace that I bought her. What now?" So he's like, all right, fine. And he recounts the whole story. He saw her outside of the hotel's apartment.
Jesus, what the hell are you doing here?
And that they went for a walk and they got into an argument, and so he hit her. And then after he hit her, she just kind of rolled into the water. I love that she landed like super hard on those rocks and was unconscious, but then still rolled away. Seems legit.
No, you are not calling the police.
I already have. I got it all. The police are on their way.
Oh my god, you guys. Well, isn't that just so movie? She already called the police. They're already on their way. So she kicks him in the dick just like Zane taught her. She collects her baby that I can't look at because she's really crying in real life, and as you know, that hurts me. And the movie ends with her walking across the field. So, are we just not gonna talk about the full-blown sex offender peeping Tom apartment owner? The whole part of the Sebastian plot never came back. Sorry, gosh, I try so hard to get through these laughing. I feel like it's stronger comedically to maintain composure, but it's so funny. Why did they never bring back the Sebastian thing? I think between Sebastian and the detective falling into a hole, this might be the most movie I've ever seen. That's not true at all, but you get it. Let's look up some reviews, shall we? Here's a fun one. It's called Started Out Okay, but a Dior bag, especially that Dior bag, does not cost 10,000 euro. Do a little research, filmmakers. Quickly got stupid after that. By God, woman, stop talking, was what I kept shouting. Zane is the only good part of the movie. That's so funny that she kept shouting, because me and Brenda also kept shouting. Oh man, yeah, I do agree with that review though. It starts off okay, and you're like, this is not the worst thing ever. Leighton Meester's a good actor. All the actors were fine. It wasn't like bad acting. And even the script is like not bad unless you're looking at it with a critical eye like I do, or like we do, I should say. Definitely didn't hate it in the beginning. I don't totally hate the movie now, but I just knew that this review would be hilarious because of the parts that are so ridiculous. Well, that's all for me today. I have to go roll off a pile of rocks and some water. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below and what movie we should review next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Oh, sorry, little bird. My Sam Sparks glasses belong on my face. Hello, Sam Sparks. I'm America. I didn't know my dog was behind me this face. Hello, Sam Sparks. I'm America. Oh my god, I didn't know my dog was behind me. There's a creature like a velociraptor in my room. Because I watched Jurassic Park. Sorry, I meant back there. Like, I wanted to almost look like I didn't know you were coming. Okay, sorry, one more time, but you don't have to come all the way to the mic. Just peek your head in. Yeah. know, the party animal is like, nar, nar. We must go out. We must go to the club. To the club. We must go to the club. How do they say that? We've got to go out. We've got to get out. I can't say out like a Brit. Things like this happens. Things like these happen. Things like this do happen. That sounds so weird to me right now.
Are you getting any of these? Kate.
How come in movies there's always like girls that are best friends, like really, really close friends, but they act weird when it comes to talking about their love lives? So inaccurate because in real life, the most graphic details imaginable. And I know things about my friends' husbands that I wish I didn't. You know what I mean? Throughout my life, I have seen the world, namely people on the internet, divided over anything and everything. I've seen the internet divided over whether this pair of legs was though I never thought I would see the day came on YouTube for the first time. And that was Rachel Zegler's promotional interviews for new live.
I just know that it's no longer and we absolutely wrote a story that is, she's not going to be saving her friends, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows, and a leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair-free. And so it's just a really incredible story to people everywhere.
So that like wildfire, and in just a short while, every single person on the planet was united in hatred for this movie before ever having even seen a trailer. So I kept the cup here. So friends, as you probably definitely know, the new live-action Snow White was released in March of this year, and it has been just steeped in controversy since its conception. I know more about the controversy than I actually do the movie, and I've watched it like 4 times now. And if you want a highly educated, well-spoken, and well-informed opinion about the drama surrounding this movie, I've come to the drama about this movie has been just absolutely, has oversaturated the entire thing. But in a nutshell, the internet felt like Rachel Zegler was too woke, insufferable, and that she trashed the original film.
I mean, the cartoon came out in 1937, and very big focus on her story with the guy who was a boxer. I couldn't let the internet sway me, and I tend to think it's not as big of a deal as I think it is, so I had to find out for myself. This is actually a bad movie. Turns out, oh my god, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I drove poor Nick to see the movie in theaters, and we ended up leaving halfway through, partly because I was cold,
but mostly because it sucked. But again, I did get to keep my cup. It's a good cup. This movie is the most non-compelling, non-entertaining, flat, boring, weird, awkward, most heinous Disney movie I've ever seen ever. I'm pretty sure. And I cannot wait to roast the living heck out of Snow White. Starring Bambi, Adam Bradley, Lord Farquaad, Gandalf's crazy sister, Pinocchio, gigantic pies, burnt toast lady, crazy underbite, and constant reminder that Snow White was once a little girl.
When I was young, my mother when I was a little girl. When I was a little girl.
Bake yourselves a pie the size of a car, and let's talk about Snow White. So a few weeks ago, I went over to my friend Kelly's house, and she made me probably the best salad I've ever eaten with this delicious Korean barbecue chicken, and it was Kevin's brand, and I was like, what is this? It's life-changing. So I went home, obviously, and made the exact same salad. Pictures of our salads and stuff, and it's super cute. But the problem is, that chicken is, you know, paleo and healthy and good for you. Good ingredients, and so therefore it's ridiculously expensive, which made me very sad until of course I realized that it is on my favorite and only grocery I ever use, Thrive Market, which is coincidentally today's sponsor. That chicken is on Thrive Market, and as usual, it's cheaper there than I can get it anywhere to me, and it's very convenient because Thrive Market ships groceries right to your door, and you don't have to go pick them up when you're ready. I immediately texted Kelly and was like, do you know about this? Because it's like entire dollar. Less expensive. I was also thrilled to see it on the brand because it has such high standards. They have restricted over 1,000 ingredients for you, so any brand you take care of, you just have complete peace of mind that you know it's not going to be. So I stocked up. Also very excited that maybe you didn't know if Thrive Market ships frozen items if you want. So they came frozen. It got delivered on a 105-degree day to my door when I was home, and several hours later it was still frozen. That's how good they packaged everything. I love Thrive. My trainer loves Thrive. Now Kelly loves Thrive, and I think you guys will love it too. So if you're interested in checking out Thrive Market, saving some money on healthy groceries, and getting them conveniently delivered right to your door, you can go to thrivemarket.com/JamieFrench, and that'll save you up to 30% off your first order, plus you get a free gift. Again, friends, that is thrivemarket.com/JamieFrench, which will save you 30% off your first order, and you will get a free gift. Why in the world would you ever step foot inside another physical grocery store and pay an arm and a leg for gross stuff? Thank you so much, Thrive, for sponsoring a portion of today's video and for delivering me my delicious chicken. And now back to the show. Hey kids, we're back. So this movie opens with some very adorable little varmints who open up the storybook of Snow White, while a guy who sounds an awful lot like Olaf catches us up to speed.
Once upon a time, there was a virtuous queen and king.
And the king and queen wanted a kid. So they had one, in the middle of a crazy intense blizzard.
To honor the night she arrived, her parents named the girl Snow White.
And so cute little Snow White was born into a lovely kingdom.
As she grew, the king and queen taught Snow White that someday her destiny would be
to grow up to look like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. No, I'm just kidding. Her destiny was to like grow up to be a wonderful queen who ruled with love, yada yada yada, you get it. And then, friends, we get a song, the first song of the film, and it is Just Okay.
A kingdom for the free.
I like the part where the mom's like, look into the well and tell me what you see.
Tell us who you wish to see.
And Snow White's all like,
I see is one.
it was metaphorical, but okay.
The king and queen watched with pride as Snow White grew into
Lord Farquaad?
a kind and fair young princess.
Oh, got it, okay. But also Lord Farquaad. But then, sadly, friends, peeps started dying.
But then tragedy struck. Snow White's mother fell ill, and the good queen died.
Okay, that's sad and all, but look how funny they look because of the water ripples. Sorry, that was really inappropriate. Anyway, Dad moves on pretty quick whenever this enchanting woman from a far-off land shows up at their palace. And that woman obviously later turns out to be the evil queen whom we all know and love, played by the lovely Gal Gadot, whom we also know. And, well, you know what? I can't say we all know and love Gal Gadot. The internet actually kind of hates Gal Gadot for, like, being a bad actress or something. Personally, I don't think she's that bad.
No, she's
Besides
not.
that one.
She just have a thick accent. When she acts, it's hard for her to pronounce well the word because of her accent. And people take that accent and make her pass for a bad actress.
Scene from Wonder Woman.
Kalel, no.
Side note, this is just dawning on me, but like, where did she come from? Does
You can see it how she struggled to just say these words.
the original story say it? All it says is that she came from a faraway land, but why did she come here? You can't just do that. You know what I mean? You can't just show up at other people's kingdoms. Those are the rules. Anyway, the king ends up marrying her, but all was not as it seemed.
She was evil and cared only about her own beauty. She kept a magic mirror which could answer but one simple question.
And we all know what question that was.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Raise your hand if you have the Mandela effect thing that trips you up about this too, because we all grew up thinking she said mirror, mirror on the wall, and turns out it was always magic mirror on the wall. What? Are you team mirror, mirror, or are you team magic mirror? Personally, I am team mirror, mirror, and therefore I would have done this scene correctly. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's tough to say.
What? No, it's not. It's an easy question. Am I the most beautiful woman in the world or not?
You're asking lots and lots of tough questions.
How is it a tough question?
Well, for one thing, you're stupid. Like, seriously. So dumb.
Wow.
And also, your dress is 4 sizes too small.
No, it's not.
No.
It fits perfect. It's actually a little bit loose.
Also, you smell bad. You smell of an old homeless wench.
Wow!
Also, that dress makes you look like a
So
a simple no would have been fine. So anyway, the evil queen starts getting Soup's evil. The dad leaves for some reason. I don't think they say where he's going, at least not in the beginning, but he never comes back.
Fear gripped the kingdom, and the queen's power grew.
She turned all the farmers into like soldiers that were only loyal to her. She robbed the kingdom's riches for herself. She made Snow White servant, you said? Servant? That's a weird way to pronounce it. I would dare to say she's a better singer than she is an actress. There's a few actresses who always look so distressed, you know, like Kristen Stewart, Emma Watson. Emma Watson's always like... And Rachel Zegler is also looking very distressed. So anyway, the thief is like, screw you, Lord Farquaad, I'm taking the potatoes because the people are starving, I'm hungry, my friends are hungry, and the queen is evil and doesn't care. And Snow White's like, well, the princess would care. Princess would care. And the thief's like, oh, no, dude, no, that's worth it. All she does is think about how the people. I don't know. Maybe she could start with purchasing a farm. I saw the pies that Snow White and her parents used to make for the townsfolk, and oh my god, they're enormous. And that's just not nice. The lady's tractor tire. Is it Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot? You pronounce the T? Well, suddenly, during this conversation, the thief from earlier gets drug in and tattled on, reaching the potatoes. Dang, that's a perfectly good score. It's my second roll? So for his punishment, the queen wants to burn his house down. There's no way like, no, my father would show mercy. So Queenie's like, all right, fine. You want to show mercy? Let's strip him naked and let him freeze to death outside.
Bind him to the gate to freeze.
So the thief gets taken away, and then we get this scene between the queen and Snow White, and it's so bad. It might actually be the worst acting in this whole movie.
Look at yourself. Go on. Speak to your people.
Speak to your people. She's like, come on, Snow White, your subjects are waiting for you. Speak to them even though you're looking into a mirror. Pies and pies and glass and been like, but alas, she doesn't. Instead, she sings us another song. With that Lord Farquaad haircut just blowing in the breeze, you know what I mean?
And why does she even not have her red bow?
Sorry.
Jimmy, get over that.
Looking into a mirror.
Your pies and your wise words.
With your pies and your wise words and your Lord Farquaad haircut. I wish Snow White would have looked back in the glass. But alas, she doesn't. Instead, she sings us another song. With that Lord Farquaad haircut just blowing in the breeze. But I can't stop. Can't stop. Also, side note, can we stop pretending that Rachel Zegler is not an amazing vocalist? She, genuinely gave me goosebumps. She's a great singer. She's just annoying. So she goes to the from freezing to death. It's a side back from Panera. It's stale. So the thief takes Snow White's hand, our first moment of romantic tension. He takes his Panera bread, baguette, and he runs away. Meanwhile, the evil queen finds out from the mirror that she is not the hottest chick in town anymore.
Mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
She is more fair than thee.
Look, again, okay, not to side with the queen, but I feel like I too would have been confused.
Behold, she is more fair than thee.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I am freaking kidding you.
The girl who looks like Lord Farquaad? And on that note, kids, why don't we take a short break? Go get yourself a snow tire-sized apple pie or a crazy mangled-looking apple pie from Applebee's, and we'll be right back. Hey kids, we're back. And the evil queen is plotting to kill Snow White.
Take her to the forest. Kill her. Cut out her heart. Put it in this box.
She's gotta kill her, dude. I mean, what else is she to do? She can't have some 12-year-old with a Lord Farquaad haircut out prettying her. Wait, why did Snow White just now become the fairest of them all just right this day? Maybe she came of age or something. I can't remember. Anyway, so the huntsman does as he's told, and he takes Snow White out into the orchard to start apple picking. And this is when we finally get to see that iconic, yet very hideous, red, yellow, and blue, the Wonder Bread dress. Yeah. Disgusting.
Would you like one?
Aw, that was so sweet. That was so sweet for her to offer him an apple, even though he could easily walk over and grab one himself.
You're very kind. It's getting late.
Hey, that's strange. The way he said it's getting late almost sounded kind of
Ominous.
murdery.
Why?
Okay, this is the face she makes right here that everybody on the internet has had an absolute heyday with. People are making memes with this facial expression, some weird AI videos, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it lives up to the hype. Why did the director allow that? Why didn't they do another take?
You got any biscuits for sale in there?
I feel bad for laughing. And I'm about to feel even worse, okay? Because the huntsman gives this very dramatic, like, go! Get out of here!
Father!
Please!
So she books it into the woods, she trips over stuff, she falls into a hole, she kind of pinballs down, hits a lot of branches, breaks a lot of shit.
Ow!
Look at that, guys. Snow White fell in a ditch. She should have known better. That's what I always say. Side note, do you guys remember how freaking next level scary this scene was in the original animation? It's no wonder we all have PTSD. So anyway, she falls into the river and it looks hilarious. And then she gets out and she's all wet and just take it in, you guys, because this is the only moment in the entire movie where her hair actually looks good. And then, as we saw in the original animation, some adorable little CGI animals come up and befriend her. Wait, this is actually so cute. I love the turtle. I like turtles.
I like turtles.
So then the Turts and Burbs lead her to this adorable bungalow in the middle of the woods. The bungalow, which we all know belongs to the 7 dwarves, but she doesn't know that. She has no idea who lives here. And she can clearly read people's names on these beds, meaning this house is occupied, but that doesn't stop her from laying herself down and fully falling asleep. I always thought that was weird. Well then, friends, we finally get to see the dwarves. I mean, the dwarves. With a lot of Z's. And oh my god, they're hideous. Okay, so as most of you probably know, the dwarves were actually a point of contention amongst the internet, much like the rest of this movie. The dwarves were a huge part of the drama. And I'm still kind of unclear as to what happened, but if I remember correctly, because I don't have any time or energy left to research it anymore, originally the 7 dwarves were played by like real humans with dwarfism, real dwarves.
You're wrong.
But then Peter Dinklage got offended and took to like Twitter or some social media platform, and he felt strongly that portraying dwarves living together in a cave was
a form of dwarfism, slammed Disney during an interview on WTF podcast, saying that while he thinks the studio took one step forward casting the lead, they took 2 giant steps backward, perpetuating old stereotypes.
You're progressive in one way, and then but you're still making that fucking backward story of 7 dwarves. But you're still making that
fucking story at all. He was offended because
the studio took one step forward, casting the lead. They took 2 giant steps backward, perpetuating.
They fucked up all the story. My mouth hurt.
From the movie The Hobbit. Wow. Okay, I don't know. So anyway, last minute, because of Petey Dink's comments, Disney decided to CGI the dwarves and I guess fire all of these actors. Oh my gosh.
Wrong. It never happened.
They got fired and we got this.
This story sucks and shocks.
Good God, dude. It looks like if Shrek and a Minecraft villager like had a son that didn't render all the way. Look, I don't know anything about anything, but I feel like the very obvious solution that Peter Dinklage should have seen was to cast Gary Oldman. As we know, he has played a dwarf before in one of the most moving performances of his career.
You don't have to defend me. I can if I want. I'm gonna fight Sally. I'm gonna take Sally.
Anyway, back to the story. So the dwarves come home and they find Snow White. And she explains to them, like, look, the queen is after me. The queen is actually Soup's evil. She tried to kill me, blah, blah, blah.
The truth is, the queen tried to kill me.
And they're like, oh, okay, well, you're gonna live here now.
You should stay here until you figure out where you're gonna go.
You're gonna live with me now. I'm gonna take care of you.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Meanwhile, Queenie finds out that she is an Uggo because the huntsman didn't do his job. He was supposed to give the queen Snow White's heart in a box to prove that he killed her, but instead he put an apple in it. How long has that been like?
That was not
how
an
many
apple.
days have?
It was an animal heart.
Passed. Did she think there was just like a human heart rotting away in a box this whole time? Ew, remember in the original cartoon that he brought back a pig heart?
The heart of a pig!
That's actually kind of sad. Poor piggy. Anyway, friends, just like John Tucker, Snow White must die. So the queen pulls out all the stops. She sends all of her guards into the wilderness to find her. And meanwhile, some time passes. We get to see a cute little, like, not really a montage, but just Snow White is starting to bond with the dwarves with a Z.
See? Now you try.
Wait a minute. Why does Dopey look so young if he's 275 years old?
You ain't showed up in this cottage for the first time in 275 years.
Right? They said they've all been living together for 275 years and never saw a human or a woman.
275 years is a long time to argue.
Yeah, it's a long time to argue, and other things come to my mind.
You're great.
Just saying. This is where we get to see the Whistle While You Work song. I thought Rachel Zegler was good here. Like, I think obviously, like I said, she's a great singer, but I think if you really pay attention and realize that she was interacting with like nobody, she may have even been in front of a green screen. There was nothing really wrong with this and not much for me to make fun of apart from just Rachel Zegler being annoying and she can't help it. See, it sounds good, but personally, I'm always going to prefer the Ying Yang Twins version. The lyrics are just so profound. Anyway, so Snow White decides that she is going to try and find her father, because remember, her father disappeared when she was a little girl and we never found out where he went. So the dwarves are like, all right, well, see ya, it was great getting to know you, and they leave her in the woods with nothing. They just go to work. Why didn't she pack a sack lunch? Or literally any. She may have even been in front of a green screen. There was nothing really wrong with this and not much for me to make fun of apart from just Rachel Zegler being annoying and she can't help it. See, it sounds good, but personally, I'm always going to prefer the Ying Yang Twins version. The lyrics are just
on point.
So profound.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Snow White decides that she is going to try and find her father, because remember, her father disappeared when she was a little girl and we never found out where he went. So the dwarves are like, all right, well, see ya, it was great getting to know you, and they leave her in the woods with nothing. They just go to work. Why didn't she pack a sack lunch? Or literally anything. Well, it doesn't matter because the thief from earlier showed up.
Don't say a word.
So the queen's guards, like I told you guys, are on the hunt for Snow White because, you know, until Snow White is killed, the queen is not the fairest of them all. She's an Uggo. So then Snow White and the bandits start to sing, What I personally feel is the worst song in the entire movie.
Well, that sounds an awful lot like princess problems.
Hey, do you guys remember how the Queen's guards were riding past you through the woods like 5 seconds ago? I feel like you shouldn't be singing. So then the bandits' friends show up, the fellow bandits, and hey, wait a minute! Why is this one real human dwarf?
Exactly.
It's offensive. Yeah. It's offensive because, again, it should have been Gary Oldman. Side note, when do we learn the thief's name? We still don't know his name.
My name's Jonathan, princess. Not Jonathan, princess.
Literally the only one singular laugh. Actually, no, I take that back. I also chuckled a bit when Jonathan takes an arrow for Snow White. And the reason I chuckled is because all of the promotional interviews of Rachel Zegler being like, she's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince.
He takes an arrow for her, so she's literally saved by the prince. Also, I was kind of hoping that he would, you know,
Die.
But then I remembered that I already know this story. I shouldn't expect any neat changes or plot twists, except for this. So just to recap, you know, they're in the woods hiding out from the Queen's guards. The Queen's guards find them, shoot an arrow. Jonathan takes the arrow for Snow White. So then they have to go back to the dwarves' house so that Doc can treat his wound, even though Doc is just a rock doctor.
Rocks?
But like, I got confused because didn't the Queen's guards just see them? And they shot an arrow because they saw them? Why didn't they chase them? Did they just give up the chase? Where did they go? You know what I mean? I guess they're still in the woods looking for Snow White. Meanwhile, Snow White and Jonathan and the dwarves are like having a dance party. Why won't you guys be quiet? So it's during this dance party that Snow White finally thinks to herself, hey, wait a minute. Jonathan took an arrow from me and is kind of a regulation hottie.
Stop it.
I have not seen a look like that since Debbie Ryan in Radio Rebel.
Get some help.
So they get all romantic, they sing together again, and they almost kiss, but then they like remember that they're being hunted.
We have to leave to protect the princess.
And that there's a bounty on Snow White's head. So Jonathan's like, BRB, G2G, TTYL. Wait, but what is he gonna go do? I think I probably should have gone back and watched the original cartoon, because I feel like there's missing information here that I should know, but I don't know it. I guess he's gonna go fight? I don't know, let's find out after a short break. When we come back,
You look familiar. Oh yeah, the lady with the cooked potatoes.
yeah, so if you couldn't tell by that scene, Jonathan gets captured. He got booby-trapped while I wonder if it was because of all the singing and partying. Anyway, he gets captured, he gets brought back to the Queen. The Queen's voice is suddenly weirdly deep.
You look familiar.
You look familiar.
Show me where you found it.
Was Gal Gadot like sick that day? You can't just do that, Gal. You can't just be all like, Snow White, the two baked pies and give her the tongues, walk diabetes. You can't just do that. Gals don't talk like that. Anyway, friends, it is the moment that we've all been waiting for when the beautiful Queen finally becomes a full-fledged She drinks some like reverse Benjamin Button juice, like that one from that episode of Goosebumps that we talked about, and she becomes this old hag. Not near as scary as the one from the animated version, but I guess I shouldn't keep harping on that. Like, I mean, even this cup, like what is this cup? Like these don't look accurate at all. But she does do the thing from the original animated film, which is that she poisons the apple, and this particular poison will put its victim into the sleeping death, and the only antidote is
True love's kiss.
And by
True love's kiss,
she means that the prince will kiss Snow White while she's unconscious, which was very offensive to Rachel Zegler.
Weird.
And yet it still happens. I thought they were gonna write it out of the movie, but it happens. I personally never thought about that until everybody was offended by this movie, and I just want to clear the air right now. If I go into a coma and I can be awakened by a kiss, if any one of you holds back from kissing me because you think I might not consent, here's my consent. Lay one on me. And if you don't, we are no longer friends. Because I'll be in a coma, but still. Pucker up, ketchup lovers. So the evil queen goes to the dwarf house. I don't know how she knew where to find Snow White, but she did. And she's all like, I come with a message from John. Oh no, she has a different voice now, right?
I have come with a message from Jonathan.
I'm sorry, but I have a qualm because nobody in their right mind would believe this person. If this lady showed up at your door and said anything, do you believe her? Or are you gonna run for your life? I'm running for my life, dude. Like, look, I love elderly people, okay? I'm the first person to help a sweet old lady up who hath fallen, unless it's this lady. This lady falls and I walk by, she's staying down. She's staying down. Nobody would believe this woman except Snow White, I guess, because when she offers her the poison apple, Snow White eats it, as we all know.
Something's wrong.
Now, friends, what does this teach us about people pleasing? Okay, this is a very important lesson today, which is that you don't have to eat something just because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. You do not have to eat a poison apple just because and tells you to. You don't have to eat a poison apple just because the doctor But meanwhile, Jonathan is escaping. So how come Jonathan never asked what happened or why she died? He never even was curious as to what happened. I don't know, but anyway, she's alive. Yay!
My father is gone forever. Murdered by the queen.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you that. When Snow White was dying from the poison apple, the queen was like, by the way, I killed your dad, so... Like that. And for some reason, this revelation that her dad that she thought was a deadbeat who left, now she knows that he's dead, and so that motivates her to go and reclaim the city.
Time to restore everything.
I guess I kind of get it. Like, once she knows her father's dead, she's like, well, I guess I better go become queen myself. He's not coming back anytime soon. No sense on waiting on your dead dad. So she marches back into her kingdom dressed as Little Red Mustard Hood. And the townsfolk are like, oh my god, it's Snow White. Let's sing at her. She hits this very hard note. Like, it's a hard note to belt by any singer's standards, and I don't know if it was just my headphones or what, but it sounded just listen. Okay, it sounds way better watching it right now. It must have been my headphones. In my headphones it was like exactly. So the queen's guards come down and grab Snow White. The queen gives the super pointed knife to one of the guards, and just when he's about to go all stabbing and establishing on her, Snow White recognises Queen raises up her beautiful crystal dagger, and just when she's about to kill Snow White, she gets thwarted by a crossbow.
I'm the rebel quick.
Okay, dwarf man, coming in clutch with a crossbow. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I still think it could have been Gary Oldman, but that's fine. So the queen's like, dang it, and she runs back up to double check one last time that she is still where he is, and the mirror's like, no, actually, you're not, because inside you're an uggo. So then she breaks the magic mirror, which causes her to turn all black and gross and crispy, and then she gets sucked up as crispy particles into the mirror. No, yeah, that makes sense. This entire time, that mirror was actually a secret portal that turns its owner into burnt-up crumbles. So anyway, they all live happily ever after. The movie ends with this beautiful all-white party, tractor-sized pies, evidence. Everybody's like, I'm really sorry that I almost tried to kill you several times. And I thought her and the prince would get married or something. This is not a love story. This is not a love story. She's not going to be saved by the prince. And she's not going to be dreaming about true love. Oh my god, it was so much worse than I actually thought it would be. Zero reason for me to ever watch this. It's not good, dude. It's not even 7 days my period. It's not watchable. But I can't really tell you why. It's like, as you can clearly see that the cinematography was very beautiful and the music was fine. It was just, there was nothing compelling. Nothing interesting at all. Not being predisposed to hate it just because of the drama, but it did not hook me, man. There was a massive lack of humor. I feel like oftentimes kids movies Shrek, Shredder's Chins and Balls, The Incredibles, Nemo, these are all fully animated, but still, there's so much humor in a lot of these movies that are geared towards kids, and there was literally one singular chuckle in this entire movie. Let's see what the internet says. Oh my gosh, okay, the average overall rating on IMDb is 1.8 stars out of 10. I have never seen an IMDb graph like this. Look at this. The day I'm filming this, there's 322,000 one-star reviews. How are we ever going to pick one? Most of the one-star reviews are way too low. Which is not funny. We don't like intelligence here. So let's go with this one. It's called New Movies. The apple was the least poisoned thing on screen. The dwarves acted like grumpy old men, not minors, just sputtering and shuffling about. The prince was boring as hell, no spark, no nothing, like he slept through the whole movie. The story wandered around with no point like a cat lost in the woods. The forest was fake, and the whole thing felt like a school play. You'd think with all that money, they'd make something decent. It turned out this snooze fest and said, skip it unless you hate yourself or love life. A fairy tale so dead. Yeah, speaking of all that money, the budget was $250 million. Opening weekend, it grossed $42 million, and it's currently at $200 million. I don't think that's budget on IMDb. So, not exactly a financial success. Sad. I truly wonder what would have happened had the world not been so annoyed by Rachel Zegler. Would people still line up to see? People will wait and wait to see. I guess we'll never know. Well, kids, I gotta go. I gotta go get my hairs cut. I'm going with the Farquad. It's a new thing. Subscribe if you would like to roast things and hate things together, particularly bad movies. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace out! Oh, the lid. I guess we could... first thing I would like to mention is something that is
Please say or
channel. Technically, he watched this intro. There is a pretty big segment of good. It feels in California, people who have lost their homes and businesses and such. Okay, that was a lot of talking. Thanks so much if you watched this intro, and let's get into the actual fun video. That was a lot, Robin.
I'm Jimmy Fritch. I need all you dozens of viewers out there to just tell me how you like this, alright? Welcome to the show.
You know, friends, there are several things about my childhood that I really miss, okay? Skip-its, Furbies, Mondos, the smell of stale cigarettes when I climbed my goofy. But you know what I miss the most about my childhood?
No, tell us.
Good movies.
Amen.
Remember that? You remember when movies were like good? It feels like such a distant memory. I remember a time in my life where I just I knew a movie was gonna be good when I put it on, you know? It felt like a movie. I really miss the good old like 16:9 ratio, the noise, the film grain, the lovely motion blur because film was shot at like a lower frame rate, so it actually felt like a movie as opposed to nowadays where it feels like you're on the set with the actors. Also, it seems like back in my day, if you wanted to make a movie, you had to have an actual decent script for the most part. I mean, there was a couple.
Oh, wait, because I don't have the mission yet.
Gary Oldman plays a dwarf and walks around with his
dumb.
But the ratio was good. There was more good movies coming out all the time than bad. As opposed to nowadays where it's like 80% trash, 20% good. And doing part two. That's what is good these days. Exception. Things like Life2. Anyone. Starring Sydney Sweeney, the man who accused Sydney Sweeney of having an affair with, and nobody else. I'm just kidding. The other actors are all great. That was just a fun bit of fellow actor banter. I did one movie with no lines, and now I like to say that I'm an actor. Anyone But You might actually be the worst rom-com I've ever seen. Prince Marvel was bad, okay? But that was not a rom-com. Okay, that was more like a romantic drama/true story, okay? It had the rom, but it didn't have the rom. This is honestly the worst, okay? So Anyone But You follows the story. After an amazing first date, their fiery attraction turns ice cold, and then they find themselves unexpectedly reunited at a wedding in Australia. So they do what any two mature adults would do. They pretend to be a couple. This Yeah. Again, this is very horrible secret, just without the white eyes. But the banter is sorry. There is no way that Pete can hear their conversation since it's the club. Well, guess what, guys? Guess what? These two gals, they're getting married, and the wedding is in Australia, where Pete and Claudia's parents are from, I guess. Which means that B and Ben have to go together and stay in the same house, even though they hate each other. So, time goes by, it is time to Australia, and now so if you're always and when she goes to find the bathroom, she walks by Ben's and finds a cookie that he's not eating. So of course, instead of just kind of like right, but she eats I really wanted him to wake up like Also, side note, I love that Ben still doesn't know why he ghosted him all those months ago.
She clearly has eyes for Ben. Who does, Father? The plum-chested one with the sad eyes.
I'm unsure if that was So then Claudia and Hallie end up doing the same exact thing to B, and it is also terrible and obvious.
Ben feels awful that he called her a disaster.
So convincing.
Oh God, they got tears here.
Yep, so there it is, friends. The big ol' 360 intimacy, which is that Ben and B are on to him. They are hip to the It's a love triangle. Actually, I forgot about Margaret and the other guy, so it's a love parallelogram. I don't know shapes.
They flew him halfway across the world to your sister's wedding?
Yeah, of course they did. Because a movie isn't really a movie unless the main female protagonist's parents make the for her, as the old saying goes. So B gets this very bright idea. She proposes a solution to Ben. She's like, look, Ben, let's just pretend that you and I are together, okay? The family will get off our backs. My ex-boyfriend won't bother me. And you can obviously get Margaret back because she will be soup to jelly. I don't want to do that. I don't want to pretend to be together. That's weird.
There's no way we can convince anyone we actually like each other.
Let's do it.
Well, that worked well. That's what I'm gonna do to Nick next time I want him to make a weird video with me and he doesn't feel like it. So friends, the trickery is trickerying. Okay, Ben is fully committed to acting like these two are in love. And for their first act as a new couple, Ben decides to pick something out of B's teeth.
Yeah, let me just pick her out. Oh, I gotta get it.
Maybe if you just tell him to get it one more time, then... Maybe if you just tell him to get it one more time, then he'll get it. So then Ben finally gets to meet B's ex, Jonathan, and it's a tongue and good time.
Also friends with B, among other things.
They're killing it, dude. I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally convinced that they were in love. Okay, so this part, you guys, is outrageous. Outrageous, okay? Kids, cover your eyes. Earmuff it. Leave the room if you have to. Come back later. Bring your mommy a snack, okay? So they all go on this big group hike, and B is telling Ben, like, look, we really need to sell this. I feel like that's how Sydney Sweeney talks. She's like, let's be affectionate to each other in front of everyone. Like, we really need to make it look like we're in love. And, like, if you're an adult or have been in a relationship at all at any point in your life, or if maybe you have at least like half a brain, you could probably fake flirt with someone, right? It really wouldn't be that difficult. Well, apparently for Ben and B, it is extremely difficult. They've never flirted with anyone before. In fact, I don't think they've ever actually interacted with another human before. Their version of flirting results in this happening.